On the line right now is someone who has been willing to come on our show and talk about the important issues facing the people who live in the District of Columbia. Councilmember Muriel Bowser, councilmember for Ward 4. She wants to be the next mayor. So the polls have been open for about an hour and 8 minutes right now. What are the initial reports? How is turnout?
Well, it's looking good, Brian and Larry, and I want to thank you for always staying focused on this race and invited me to come on. We visited several precincts, and now we're in the big precinct in Ward 5 at Bacchus, Precinct 66.
Now, a lot of people said that early voting was not what it was expected to be. What are you seeing this morning?
Well, what's important for us, and we're seeing people come out, but we want to make sure that everybody knows how important this election is. Polls are open until 8 p.m., and they should go vote. We, of course, have talked to a lot of people in the last year, identified our voters, and we're going to turn them out so that we can ensure a fresh start in the mayor's office.
Muriel Bowser, you saw over the weekend Mayor Gray make the announcement that there's going to be a new hospital built in Ward 8. Is it a coincidence that was just a couple of days before Election Day?
Well, what I've heard is that D.C. voters are not confused by last-minute attempts at pandering to them, trash cans, other announcements that are coming at the tail end and, things like that. Our campaign has been consistent for the last year, talking to people about what they want, and we're confident that they're going to come out and vote today.
All right, and the other thing that the mayor did was he signed this piece of legislation that would decriminalize marijuana. The timing on that, again, looked very interesting.
Well, we got the council is responsible for the changes to our marijuana laws, and we're going to stay focused on getting that done the right way.
Where are you focusing your efforts today? I mean, a lot of pundits, people who are looking at this race and looking at how tight the polls are between you and the mayor, are saying that this is really all about get out the vote. The fact that you're here talking to us this morning tells me that you are interested in getting out the vote. Where in the city are you focusing?
We'll be in all 8 wards across the District of Columbia today. So far we've been to 3 precincts in Ward 4, and we're at the biggest precinct in Ward 5 right now. And that's going to be super important to our effort. Now, there is no better team in the field at getting out the vote than mine.
All right, I want to play a little bit from the last debate, if I could, let you comment on it. One of the things that everybody said about the debate was it was hard to get anything out of it because you were all talking over each other.
And so I'm glad Adrian Fenty gave us a budget that was unbalanced. That's what we had to do.
People are tweeting that you guys are talking over one another.
Yes, and that happens a lot with the people on the stage.
Was that frustrating?
It is frustrating because, the people of the District of Columbia have an important choice to make, and they want their leaders to act like leaders. So every debate or forum I go into, I want to make sure that I am going to be the type of leader that they have faith and trust in. And so they want people to speak up and to speak out about their issues, but also look like a mayor and act like a mayor and be a mayor they can be proud of.
Muriel Bowser, the Post has a really interesting graphic today. I'm sure that your consultants have all looked at it, and it's how the vote broke down in 2010. Wards 5, 7, and 8, very heavy for Mayor Gray. 1, 2, 3, and 6 went very heavy for Adrian Fenty. And then Ward 4, which was Fenty's ward, which is your ward, surprisingly leaned over to Gray, and that was the difference maker. What's going to be different today for you?
Thank you. Thank you for voting. What the difference is that our campaign, and I think you'll see that all the polls show, we're the only campaign, including this incumbent, that has energy in each of the district's 8 wards. And so we're going to be strong all across the city, and we're very strong in Ward 4. I have been privileged to be elected by the residents of Ward 4 3 times. The last time was 75% of the vote. And we have a great record of getting things done, and we have a very positive response on the doors when I'm talking to them and in all of the polling data.
Councilwoman Bowser, when people, obviously you're out there shaking hands right now.
Multitasking.
We just heard somebody, shake your hand and say how you thank them for the vote. When you talk to these people today, what's the one reason they're voting for you over Vince Gray? Is it the questions and the shadow campaign and the corruption charges that are against the mayor?
They're focused on the future of the city, and they want a mayor that has focus and energy and new ideas around how to deal with affordable housing, speed up school reform, and have an open and ethical government.
All right, so if there has been one knock on Muriel Bowser, the mayor came at you and said you're just not experienced enough to hold down the office. What would you say to that?
Here's the facts about that, and I think people can see right through that. For 17 years, I've been working in local government, 10 years in Montgomery County, and now 7 years on the Council of the District of Columbia. I lead 75,000 people to the type of progress that we haven't seen in this city and in our ward since the riots of 1968. We have more housing, our schools are improving, our neighborhoods are sought-after neighborhoods, and that's the type of focus and leadership that people expect in each of the district's 8 wards. We have the right experience to lead our city into the future.
And for those people who are still thinking about Jack Evans or Tommy Wells, who have not polled as well as you have done, what would you say to them this morning?
Well, what we're saying to them is that, I have a lot of friends in this race. I respect a lot of the issues that they brought to the table. But ours is the only campaign that can make sure we can get a fresh start in the mayor's office. What my supporters have in common with the Jack Evans and Tommy Wells supporters is that they want a new mayor. They want a fresh start. So we're asking everybody to think long and hard about their decision and make their votes count. Ours is the campaign that we're asking everybody to be with today and in November.
Muriel Bowser, Vince Gray 4 years ago ran on a one city slogan, and it's really interesting to see that this time around he's really focusing on wards 5, 7, and 8. He's spending most of his time and energy there. You just said that you've got an 8-ward strategy today for the Get Out the Vote. But what will you do differently? It feels like the city is more divided than it was even after.
The city is just as divided as when he ran, and I'm going to have to go shortly because I got a lot of voters coming up. But it's just as divided as when he ran in 2010. And I committed when I launched my campaign last March 23rd that we would have a campaign in all 8 wards for every vote in every neighborhood. And that's not only important for our win today, but it's going to be very important to how we govern the next 4 years.
All right, Muriel Bowser, multitasking there, out there on the stump this morning, asking for votes. Thank you for taking a few moments to be with us here on WMAL.
Thanks, Brian and Larry, and I hope that you're going to drive people out to the polls all day.
Good luck to you. Absolutely.
Right.
Everyone needs to vote. We'll be reminding everyone all day long on WMAL. Absolutely.